Welcome to Zentangle Project Pack number 27. This is day 5. My name is Rick.
Hi, I'm Maria, and I'm going to do something a little bit different than usual.
No kidding.
Molly created this beautiful string, which is a little architectural, and she just thought something a little different for a change would interest you guys.
Yeah.
And this is like sort of like a secret passageway, and we're going to treat it very special, okay? One of the things we want to do is add a few more lines to the string. So I'm showing you how I'm
like finding the vanishing point?
The vanishing point.
Yeah.
And it helps us get the lines sort of semi...
aligned?
Yeah.
Or vanishing in the same place?
Yeah. Okay, so when I'm doing a line that I want it to be perpendicular, you make the book perpendicular, coming towards you, and it helps you visualize the line. If you have the book on a skew, it's harder to make a line this parallel.
And also you can see how it aligns up with that center vanishing point too.
Yeah. So there's the line coming from the point. You can see the perspective becoming, this is going to make a great hallway, right out like a hallway.
Well, and so this is a square reticula like the one I did, but none of them are square.
Right.
But it doesn't matter.
That's true.
Because you can always draw the same reticula or the same fragment in a reticula section, even if that section is like a little skewed like all of these are.
Now, you want this line to come straight down towards you. And it's not exact, but it's good enough.
Yep. Great start. It really looks dimensional.
I'm going to do the same with the ceiling. What I just did gave you a kind of an idea of a like halfway point to hit.
And again, just pulling it towards you. There we go. Nice. Does look like a magical hallway.
Yes, yeah. So with the number 10 gray, we're going to outline. This is the first thing we're going to do because I want you to isolate one little place and then don't touch it. Nobody's going to go in this place. It's a magic window, and we need to leave that open. So nobody is going to tangle inside there right now. We're going to do the two walls with a beautiful fragment. Pretty simple. So you can see I'm taking 4 blocks and finding a center.
And this is with the gray.
The gray fat,
number 10.
The fat tip, yeah.
Yeah, and if you can always curve the line.
So we're doing a fairly simple fragment, whereas we're using tethered auras from the center line and going to the corner, and then tethering the auras all the way to the far corner.
And for a lot of these, Maria's using fragments from the Zentangle Primer Volume 1, and this one is sort of a T3.
T3.
And just loving those strokes.
This pen is like butter. It goes down so nicely. So you can see that this is the direction we're going to go. It's almost going to be sort of in a florally type pattern, but not exactly. But they'll repeat in another one of 4 blocks.
And I love watching people tangle because you can, it's one thing to see the result of a tile, a finished tile, and see the difference, but how people hold their pens and how the speed and the care of the stroke, or the different styles of doing it, to me, I learn a lot from that.
Mm-hmm. So you can see I'm not real concerned with them being so exact, but almost welcoming the floral feel to it.
Right, because if you look at, if you pick up a bunch of leaves from the same tree, you know they're from the same tree, but none of them are identical.
Right. So
Cool.
we're going to go above that and find the center point and shoot out some diagonals from that center point. Because of the perspective, it's not going to be a straight line right across.
And you'll notice that no matter how that is, by the time you finish doing the curves, it just all fits together. So if you have something that you're like, oh, I don't know about that, this is the only page of this one in the book, etc., just keep going. And a lot of times, if the pattern is different and you just repeat the different pattern, the mistake becomes the pattern.
Okay, so I'm going to find that center and then shoot out the diagonals.
Looks like a nice padded hallway.
It does. It looks like a padded hallway.
So just keep doing that. All the way to the end. Pretty good.
So we're going to do this on the other side too, but don't touch the window. And we're going to put the dots exactly where we put them before, and just keep following the same sort of structure as the other side.
Right. So so we're putting up the wall covering, and of course you wouldn't put the wall covering on the window. So
That's
there
right.
you go.
That's right.
And the window's already framed out. Again, those nice repetitive tethered aura-esque shapes.
I wanted something fairly simple because there was going to be a lot of drawing here, and something that went fairly smoothly without having to think of too much.
Well, I like that you used the gray on that, what is really the largest acreage there.
Right.
You get to see the pattern and it doesn't overwhelm it.
Ah, beautiful.
Pretty neat. All right.
Got our walls done. Now we're going to be working on the floor section. I'm going to start by putting parallel lines inside of the boxes, and I just want to make a texture here, not too complicated, but a texture. So with the 01 black, and this is it just feels good to do this. This is fairly simple.
And it's a new reticula. I mean, it's a new fragment.
Right.
In a new reticula, actually.
Yeah.
And it's a new way of doing it, and pretty soon all of them will blend together.
Right. So you're going to see that it's almost impossible to put too many lines in where the carpet is going into the
Right.
background. So do the best you can. You can see that I'm just sort of staying within those boundaries left and right.
As it recedes into the distance.
So I'm going to emphasize the left and right, and just bring it down. You can see how it's bringing it together and holding it together.
A really neat, probably parquet floor, you know, with like a light wood and a dark wood,
Yeah.
just going back and forth. It's a really cool place.
I want this added on to the side of the house.
All right. So we've got the walls, we have the floor.
No, we're going to do some... Wait.
Ah.
So I just want to show you what we're going to do next. It's just sort of like a fescue. It's going to be really simple little things that we're going to add to this rug. I didn't want to stop you. You said parquet floor. It's not really parquet.
Okay.
It's a rug. And it's we're going to add this floral image inside. And I thought just to do something a little bit different, right? And these are going to be all kind of willy-nilly. You're not going to have to worry about where they are. Just put them down and then find where it needs another one. And it's just going to be something a little bit different. Oh, that one's upside down. You can see.
Whoops.
And they're going to get a little smaller as you go.
Oh, that's so whimsical. Very cool. And so this is like an idea of things you could do anywhere.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, it is a carpet.
Very definitely a carpet.
They just sort of spring out all different directions.
That's true. And you can actually put just plain dots wherever you see. You can see I added them in.
Right, into the distance. Okay.
So the carpet's done. Now we're going for the ceiling. The ceiling I was really excited about. We're going to outline with the number 10 black pen. Give us some boundaries.
And when we do reticula, we do them in pen. The reticula itself is part of the pattern. So it's sort of establishing these arced reticula here and rectangular reticula. And part of the charm of a fragment reticula approach is once you've got an idea of what your reticula is, you can just focus on each element of what your fragment is. You can focus on each opening in the reticula and just do that, and you can, of course, mix and match fragments.
So now I'm going to add a couple more lines because I want some more stripy things going on, not just big blocks. I want to break it up with different... Now this is where the parquet might come in, between the stained glass, you know?
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's true. I never thought these could be glass.
Yes.
Ah. Oh, that just changes my whole idea of this hallway.
To me, it's more like a, what do you call a solarium where all the sun comes in.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. I like that. Look at how that changes.
Mm-hmm.
Very, very excellent. Beautiful. So we have just a little bit left up there. Or we have all the ceiling. I think this is going to be fun.
Okay, so now I have the 01 black.
And now the first row.
Pretty simple, like petals alternating.
So if you remember from when I did on my project pack, I think it was day 2, these are mirroring each other.
So we're filling these rice shapes with sort of elongated orbs, just for some detail.
And you can use tangles or parts of tangles, and just whatever you do in a reticulous section with a fragment, you can just rinse and repeat. And notice how those balls or beads like jam right up against each other, like overlap each other actually. Nice.
We're auraing these rice shapes now. Again, to almost mirror the walls, going right to the edges. Almost looks like some sort of a seed pod.
And what's really interesting is how different it looks with the black against the gray.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was supposed to do this at the beginning, and I was so anxious to get it started that I forgot. So we're going to put these over here.
And in this, you can see like how she's filling in the interstices, those little spaces where the circles come together. Pretty cool.
I liked this idea so much that this new sketchbook I just started, I have little fragments like that of different things so that you can see the difference between all of the fragments put together in an isolated single one. So this is going to be a fairly simple stripe with just orbs or perves, however you want to put it. But you can see what a dynamic thing, even just something so simple.
Right. And then the dot in the middle of it. Nice. So again, defining the reticula. And
so we're auraing the inside of these. Well, I can't really say they're squares, but these shapes, four-sided shapes.
Four-sided shapes.
And we're doing some coffering. And this is a great fragment. It's so simple.
And it's very appropriate on the ceiling.
Yes.
And it's a coffered ceiling. So essentially you're auraing the inside of a shape and then connecting the sharp, the angled parts to each other. So whatever you do, just repeat that.
Yeah, I forgot a little spot right there. Yeah. I think I can live with that.
I really like the idea of this as a stained glass. This is very cool.
Doesn't it look like it already? Yeah.
Gosh, that would be beautiful. Just different colors. Then coloring in. And take your time and appreciate this and appreciate the dynamic of the light and the dark and the in-between shades.
So you can see how I actually kind of made a mistake there, or I made a miss thing there, but you can't even see it.
Right. You just had extra glass.
That's right. I did a bit of stained glass in my earlier days, and This is fun to just draw it as opposed to the agonizing thing of cutting each piece by hand.
And you don't cut your hand.
It's true.
Maria's using all different types of fragments, and this could just be an invitation to you to come up with your own fragment.
Use the tethered auras like we did on the walls. And it's nice to have, to repeat some things, but not quite exactly the same, so it gives it a continuity.
Yeah, a little resonance there. Yeah, enjoy every stroke. Remember to relax. Remember to breathe. Don't have to hold your pen. It doesn't run away.
It doesn't run away.
It doesn't run away. One of the things I remember reading or hearing Maria tell me from a lettering class was somebody said, hold your, like if you go out in the yard and in the spring and you see like a broken piece of a robin's egg, that beautiful blue, and you pick it up and you have to hold it very delicately. Hold your pen like that was his idea, or her idea. And coloring in with just those parallel lines.
So coloring in, like I just did, is a texture. Instead of doing the solid black all the time, those lines will then kind of translate into a gray of some sort, as opposed to the boldness of those squares.
Well, back in the days of like woodcuts and that was how you got quote-unquote shades of gray.
So we're going to shoot some arcs here.
So I think if you go back, let's see, I'm looking at the book here.
It's there.
It's there. Let me find it. Yeah, this is very similar to F2
in the primer.
In primer volume 1. And again, whatever you do, just repeat it. And in this case, right, we do the aura. Little hints of cubine there.
Yeah.
Take your time.
You can imagine what this would look like if it was all in glass colors.
Right.
So if you had watercolors in a brush, you could do some really cool things. So I'm mirroring this image like to create a window type thing.
Right, so that aligns with the other one next to it. Very nice. Yeah.
So now we're going to mirror that again. Look at that. So it's different windows with things in front.
Very cool.
Yeah, look at that. That's awesome.
I have to show this to our friend that does stained glass.
Yes.
Almost like looking through a kaleidoscope. Okay. This is coming together really nicely.
I know. I like these. These are, what do you call it? The ceiling lights, right?
Yeah.
Ceiling lights. Those kind of windows.
Right.
Rick and I recently took a tour through the Providence, Rhode Island State House, and there were all kinds of things on the ceilings that were just so spectacular. If you find yourself in Providence, it's well worth the tour.
And to go to like the State House or any of those old buildings that, quote unquote, they don't build them like that anymore.
Not anymore.
There's some just beautiful architectural detail and and often paintings and sculptures. And when you do go, take notice of things like the doorknobs and the hinges on the doors and the woodwork and the floors. It's amazing.
I had to put Knightsbridge. I love
Yeah.
Knightsbridge.
Very simple, very dynamic. So this could definitely be the ceiling of an old world building.
I bet you never thought you were going to be an architect here.
Right.
You're a stained glass artist.
Yeah, at some point somebody's going to do this and do a version in stained glass. So again, resonating with that one that Maria's the same start of the second reticula, but a different direction now. So now you're using the 10, right?
The 10, right? So I'm doing something very surprising, right?
To you?
Yeah.
At the spur of the moment?
And I wanted to do something that wouldn't be on a window, you know? So we're doing this sort of like a Bronx cheer inside here as a texture. But I'm letting it escape a little bit so that it has some life to it.
Mm-hmm.
We don't know what this is, but I love it, right? And again, we're coffering.
And whoever's doing the stained glass is going to have this is going to be something to figure out. But I can imagine those big like chunks that Tiffany would use.
Oh yeah, look at that, right?
That would be awesome. Just held together.
I wanted this to be a big surprise.
Very cool. And just the impact of leaving that center dot.
Right.
Nice texture. Okay. Wow.
We're almost there. So this is a pattern, a tangle called Dude.
Doodah.
We have one called Dude, but this is Doodah. And it's a series of lines that start on the top and don't go to the edge, and then start at the bottom and don't go to the top. So if that makes any sense, I mean, can you describe that any differently?
Well, and it looks like a zipper. So
it looks like a zipper.
Zippity doodah.
Yeah.
But
and it's one of my favorite borders. Use it all the time.
Very flexible.
Stop it. Okay. Yeah, I had to aura that just to give it some oomph.
You know, auraing will set off an area from its adjacent area, and you can really, in some ways, appreciate it even more, and it also gives different opportunities when you're shading. Time to go organic here.
Yes. So this is a little poke leaf.
That'll be hard to cut.
Whatever I'm doing on one side, I'm doing on the other side in a mirror image.
Nice.
Oh, not mirror.
Right, these poke leaves are very easily set into almost any shape.
Right. I love to do them on borders because you can manipulate them to be long and skinny, you know, or pointy, or going in the other direction, or.
And then always aura is available.
Auraing now.
Sort of holds it in place.
Wow, look at that.
That's pretty cool, right?
Mm-hmm.
Very impressive.
So here's the window, and we're going to give you the option of watching this first before, what I'm going to put in the window is one thing, but you can put anything you want in your window. It could be something really different or something that you always wanted.
So using the O1 to put the molding on here.
Right.
Actually
But
building a house.
I talked to a good friend of mine before I did it and decided that, he said it would be okay.
Cool.
That what I had planned to do. Okay, another aura.
Tiny, tiny aura. I think that's an unused or overlooked opportunity with auras to do different thicknesses or gaps between them.
Mm-hmm.
Just defining that space.
This thing that we're doing right here makes it come out different, like it's coming off the wall, because of the thickness of the frame. So here I got the big black pen, and we're inviting a friend here who's going to come and visit us. And I thought that would be kind of a fun, quirky way to end this particular composition. And you can decide to do this or not. And he's looking down this hallway, wondering, wow, do I go in? Do I not? Do I slither down the carpet? He's peeking in. This is O1 I'm just used.
Or I think you switch to the O1 to do those little
little
roundings.
Antenna.
Yeah. Sweet.
Hi, Beige.
Who wouldn't want to check out this hallway?
Right. So we're going to do something a little bit different here with the blue chalk.
Blue sky. Ish. So just filling that whole area with the chalk.
Now you can see I'm doing this with like a curly circular motion because I wanted to have an effect of clouds here. I'm not covering all the white.
Oh, I get it.
It's like there's this big plate glass window at the end of this hall.
I wonder what it's looking out over.
I know.
Wow. So now it's graphite time. And by going along the edges of the fragments, you get that real, like, tufted feel.
Mm-hmm.
Blending it with the tortillon. You can change the angle of the tortillon, but if you hold the tortillon lower, like almost even with the paper, like Maria's doing there, it will last, the point stays pointy longer. Do that on both sides. Really invite it into the paper, and you're not pulling it out that far from that.
Yeah. I'm just adding a little bit of graphite on the carpet, just give it to define those stripes going down the middle. Not too much, it doesn't need much.
And I like the contrast with the white space between them.
Adding some graphite to the stained glass ceiling, or whatever we want to call it, just to give it dimension. Where is it set back, or is it coming up forward? Is it a circus tent? What is it? It's just the coolest thing, right?
Well, at this point, you can decide, imagining that it's not just a smooth surface, that you can say, okay, I want this to be behind that.
Mm-hmm.
And you can make that decision on the fly. So all of a sudden, the Knightsbridge band there just bumps out and is supporting everything else. Shading can really transform your tile, and it can emphasize areas, it can de-emphasize areas, it can really show the relationship between one element, like one tangle with another, or even within the tangle. In some tangles, I think it's like flukes. If you shade it one way, it looks like a completely different tangle than
Right.
if you shade it the other way. That's really cool.
So you can see those sections. Some are popping out, some are receding.
And it just gives you a whole idea of all the different directions you could have taken this.
So this is subtle, but it really helps give dimension to those blackberries, or whatever you want to refer to it, so that the ones in the middle pop out with the white.
Shading on Bijou. Very cool. I think he's enjoying the show.
Right. See, you didn't realize that it was a miniature piece,
right?
Until Bijou showed up.
Okay, we've got to record all of our fragments here, at least 4 of them, right?
Right.
I like this one because it has such a dramatic contrast. You have that nice large area of solid color, and then you have the open areas with no color, and then this very beautiful curved oars. A lot going on there.
It's really nice, yeah.
And those, if you just try using that one that she just did in a, in a square reticula, and play around with rotating and mirroring, and you'll get all sorts of different meta patterns on that one.
You might want to make some more squares and show all the different reticula and fragments that you used. I only put a few down.
Very cool. Oh yeah. Chop time. So you write on the walls?
I do. I do write on the walls, even in this house, yeah.
So we give you permission to write on your walls.
Yeah.
And thank you so much for enjoying this time with us. And we look forward to seeing what you do.
I hope you had fun. See you later.
Okay, bye now.
Bye.